a lot of the work in the writing and journalism I've done over the last 20 years is Doctor Who based. It's all about Doctor Who. So but there was, and it's quite rare that an opinion about Doctor Who or a viewpoint or a standpoint comes along that makes me go, oh, holy shit, I'd never thought. But, and it sort of links in a bit with the sort of the Little Britain example, because I was kind of thinking as we were talking just then, well, sort of, it's all very well for us to have watched Little Britain a few years ago and laughed our heads off, but what if you were like a black kid watching and you'd have seen David Walliams, Matt Lucas blacking up and doing those voices and the stereotypes, and it would have affected you probably quite differently. There was an American writer, a journalist whose name I've forgotten, so I apologise, but she wrote a piece about the symbol at the heart of Doctor Who, the one that even if you don't watch the show, is the TARDIS, that police box, and it's depicted frequently in the show as a beacon of hope. When the world's going to shit, and then somewhere in the midst of the world crumbling, the TARDIS will dematerialise, and out steps this magnificent man or woman, the Doctor, who will save the world. It's tapping into that sort of Superman, Jesus, all those sort of myths.
I think I know where this is going.
Yeah. Maybe, but the point that she made was that growing up as a young black American, this symbol of this beacon of hope being this box with police written on it, when a lot of black Americans, particularly, and young black Americans particularly, would not have the same relationship with that word, that as a white middle class guy watching Doctor Who and going, oh well, police, that's it literally says on the front of the TARDIS, pull for I should know this off by heart, something like pull for assistance, phone for help. Like it's there to offer assistance and to save you in your hour of need. Like if you were a young
to serve
black
the
American,
community,
to serve the community, all those things, completely different. And Doctor Who was and is again now quite big in America. And certainly, when this writer was growing up, I think it was the 80s, Doctor Who was having a real moment in America. Completely different connotations. I was just sat there reading this article going like, oh shit. And so it's all about empathy. It's just the opportunity to read something written by, most people who write about Doctor Who are white middle class people, and just to read a perspective from someone who wasn't. You go, oh wait, I'm humbled. I've really learned something.
Sure.
It's made me, me think of my favourite show in a very different way. And that's empathy.
And that is the crux of it, which is it's not to say therefore you don't have a right to enjoy it anymore.
No,
it is,
not at all.
Keep enjoying it, but it's just something to be mindful of, and it's enlightenment.
But also it's just more, and I feel this way. Diversity and thinking or thinking from different people's perspectives, different people from different backgrounds. It's for all the discussion of how woke it might be or how enlightened it might be or whether you're virtue signaling. Put all that aside, and even just ignoring all of that, it's just more interesting.